Seafaring and Rømø are inextricably linked. Now you will hear the story of some of the 9 ships hanging from the low ceiling of the church. Among other things, you will hear how whalers helped light up cities such as London and New York several hundred years ago. Hanging from the ceiling are a whaling ship, a frigate, a warship, and some merchant ships. This ship is called Flora and is a model of a whaling ship with rowing boats on both sides. The ship's first commander was from Rømø, and it was a dangerous journey every time a whaling ship set sail. When the sailors spotted a whale from a lookout barrel, they shouted in Frisian, "Fall, fall, overall." This meant that they had to get all the rowing boats into the water as quickly as possible so that the actual whaling could begin. The man with the harpoon stood at the front of the boat, and a few meters away from the whale, he threw the harpoon. At that moment, the whale dived under the water. A line connected to the rowboat was attached to the harpoon. The whale now pulled the boat behind it, and when it resurfaced, the sailors in the other rowboats threw spears at the whale to kill it. Then it was time to put the catch to good use. The dead whale was tied to the mothership, and the man who was a specialist in cutting off the blubber took over. The blubber was cut into smaller pieces and hoisted aboard the ship, where it was placed in wooden barrels. When the captain decided that there was enough blubber in the cargo, the ship set course for land, and in the harbor the catch was turned into money. The blubber was boiled down to make whale oil. Whale oil was a sought-after commodity at the time and was used, among other things, to light cities such as Amsterdam, London, and New York. The Royal Theatre in Copenhagen also used whale oil in their oil lamps. This is a warship that once had a king on board during a naval battle. It is the youngest of the 9 church ships in St. Clement's Church. It was hung up in the spring of 2023. The ship is called Trefoldigheden, which also means the Trinity, a concept in the Christian faith that means believing in one God who manifests himself in 3 persons, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. On the 16th of May, 1644, the ship took part in a naval battle in the tidal depths between Rømø and the island of Sylt. The ship had a crew of approximately 300 men. Here, the Trinity, with Christian IV himself on board, defeated a large Swedish-Dutch fleet. Between 500 and 800 Swedish and Dutch sailors were killed, while the Danish losses amounted to 11 Marines. On this dune in Havneby, there is a relic from the naval battle, 2 cannons, most likely from a Swedish warship that took part in the battle in the year 1644. The ships in the church attic each bear witness in their own way to the great importance that seafaring has had for Rømø and all the island's inhabitants.